Hello beautiful people, and welcome to my channel. If you are a new subscriber, welcome. If you are a return subscriber, welcome back. Everything that I use in this video will be listed down below. Today's video, I'm going to be using a good 99% NYX products, and I'm gonna be using some of the products from the advent calendar. If you haven't seen that video, I will have it listed above in the iCards, so feel free to check that out. And I'm gonna start off with this NYX Ultimate Edits palette that came in there, and it looked like this, super cute. I'm going to start off with this brownish tan shade, and I'm adding that on top of my natural crease. And I'm gonna build that color up. And I also think I'm gonna bring it forward just a little bit. Now I'm gonna go in with this color right here. It's like a mauve color, and I'm gonna add that above as well as on top, so that'll be my transition color, and it's gonna help me fade out the edges of that brown. And because I want that brown to be a lot deeper, you can mix it with some black, but I'm just gonna build that color up right there. My eyeliner, I'll build that up a little bit. Now I'm gonna go in with this glittery brown shade, and I'm gonna use that same brush. Just like that. And for the liner, sorry, I got all this stuff in this basket. So for the black, I'm gonna go in with this NYX, what is this? This NYX gel liner and smudger. This is the shade Jet Black. And this product do dry down a bit fast, so you kind of got to work a little fast when working with it. So I'm just putting a little bit on the brush And I'm gonna start back here only first. And to smudge it out, I'm gonna use this little angle brush. I was thinking about smudging it into that brown. So let's take this and kind of smudge it upwards. So it did smudge a little bit, and now I'm going back in with that black. And you can use a defined liner brush to apply this, but if this is working for me, I'm just gonna use it. Just like that. I don't want it too thick. I just really want the outer corner to really show through. Okay. I'm gonna do this side off camera and then I'm gonna come back. Okay, so now that I got this eye finished, my first impression about this palette is I love it. The colors glide on really, really good, but most NYX palettes, I have never ever had a NYX palette that I had to question or wonder if it was gonna be good or not. So I do love the way that these colors glide on. I love the way that this look turned out. I do feel like I want to add a little more of that shimmer right in here, just a little bit. Oh, and what I did end up doing, I did take a little bit of the black and smudge it in with that brown just a little bit, so if you can tell the difference, that's what I did. Next we have primer. I don't have a new NYX primer, so I'm gonna be using this NYX Honey Do Me Up primer. This was one of my faves, one of my go-tos as well. I love the gold shimmers. I have a NYX spray, but it's in my other makeup container. It's not over here in my stuff, so let me go get that and then I'll be back. So as I was looking for my spray, it actually wasn't where I thought it was. It was right on the side of me in this little NYX case that I have, and I came across this foundation. Now this foundation, as you can see, is way too light, but I'm gonna make it work for me because I wanted to use NYX products. Just really so I could test out the stuff from the Advent calendar as well as stuff that I never used before. So for the rest of the video, I have to do a voiceover, but as you can see, this foundation is way too light for me. I thought after blending it out, maybe I can make it work. And as you look at the bottom portion of my neck, it kind of blends in with that just a little bit. It's a little off, but I just wasn't feeling it, so I decided to go in with another foundation. This foundation, I won't mention it, but I will have it listed down below because I wanted to use majority of NYX products. So that's what I will be doing, and you'll see me applying this like I normally would. For the concealer, I'm going to be using Warm Honey, and I'm going to apply this just a little bit in the inner corners. Then I'm also going to apply it onto my forehead as well as the center of my nose. If a concealer is not that thick and you want it to be more thick, just apply it and let it sit for like 1 to 2 minutes before blending it out, and the more coverage you'll get from it. But on my forehead as well as the center of my nose, I don't want it to dry down too much, but I'd rather it dry down a little on my nose than I would on my forehead. I like to blend out the outer edges towards the brows first before blending out the rest of that concealer, just making sure that I don't mess up my brows. Then I'm going to squeeze the brush so I didn't have to use another one and blend out the concealer on my nose. And I feel like it dried down enough, so I'm going to start off with blending out the outer edges first. And I'm going to leave that inner corner to dry down just a little bit more, mainly focusing on the outer edges because I don't want any type of harsh lines before going in with any other products. And I'm just going to use my foundation brush without applying anything else to it to make sure that the harsh lines disappear. Now I'm going back in and blending out the rest of that concealer. Since I wanted my under eyes to be a little brighter, I'm going back in with another layer of that concealer, as well as on my forehead because I feel like I didn't apply enough. And again, blending out the edges as well as on top of that concealer on the forehead. Now I'm going straight in with blending out the concealer underneath the eyes, and look at that coverage. It's just perfect. And again, whatever is remaining on that foundation brush is what I use to get rid of the harsh lines. And for the bronzer, I was debating on which one I wanted to use, and I decided to go with this one. And it smells so good. That's why I had to smell it again, because I'm like, that smells delicious. I was not expecting for it to be as pigmented as it was, but this color is super pretty. And I'm just going to continue to blend it out until it's blended completely so that it's not as pigmented as it is, but that it still shows through. As you can see, a little does go a long way. And for the powders, I will be using both of these. The first one I'll be using is a pressed powder. And before I get into that, I'm going to make sure I blend out that concealer underneath the eyes one more time to get rid of any excess concealer. And I'm just using the back of my hand to tap off that excess powder. And look at that, like the smoothness that it gave the under eyes is amazing. I knew it would because I used the translucent one before, but I was not too sure about the color of this one, but the color of this one is perfect. And for this finishing powder, I'm just applying a little bit to the outer corners of my nose and then sweeping it under, tapping it underneath my eyes just to help finish off setting that concealer into place. And as you can see, I did use a little bit because it is a white powder, but as a finishing powder, it shouldn't really have any type of color to it. It should just be translucent, but I wasn't 100% sure about it, so I wanted to use a little at a time. Now I'm gonna use that same bronzer to contour my nose, and as you can see, I'm using a little at a time because I did learn from the first time applying it that it is very pigmented, so I didn't want to use a lot. I'm just using this travel size eyeshadow brush to blend out that bronzer before setting it with that powder, making sure again that I go underneath the eyes again as well to remove any of that finishing powder. And as far as the reverse contour, I will be applying some powder under there as well to help set that foundation into place. And I went over that bronzer as well. And now I'm just removing the excess powder before going in with that other bronzer. And I went in with this other bronzer because I really wanted to add a little more darkness to the face. But I did go over the areas that I applied the other bronzer, but very lightly. The way that this bronzer applied, I can't wait to get my hands on the blush. And to set everything into place, I'm going in with this NYX matte finishing spray. And I just sprayed a little bit to make sure that everything is nicely set. And for the lip liner, I thought this was a brown shade, and then I looked at the bottom and realized that it was red. So I am going to be applying this and then going over it with a brown shade, but I won't mention the brown shade because it's not a NYX brand, but I will have it listed down below in case anybody was wondering. And I just went over the places that I applied that red, and then I went in with this lip cream, soft matte lip cream, and applied that to the center. Any lip that I do will always be an ombre lip, and I figured why not try this color. This is a color that came from the Advent calendar. I also used a NYX mascara, which I applied off camera. I hope you all enjoyed this video as much as I did making it. Everything that I used will be listed down below. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss whenever I post another video, and I will see you all in the next one.